Here's a converse to that though, because the Olympics has been around as I would say 100 years maybe.
Mm-hmm.
She's 15,
Mm-hmm.
so her team should have knew the game,
Bruh.
So I just realized about that.
Okay, allegedly, Russia wrote the book when it comes to doping and hiding it.
What makes you say
getting
that?
people by? Like,
I don't know nothing about that. So
come on, man. Human beings ain't all just made just that way, bro. Greetings and salutations to you all. This is the Umpteenth View, once again with the good guy, JusHenry, along with the good cousin,
Wizard Wise and the Flesh Good people.
I'm gonna write it down next time, and we're gonna get this intro stuff together.
Are we?
Probably not.
Part of our flair.
It's not much to worry about, but nonetheless, I'm glad you guys joined us. I'm actually enjoying some of the comments we've been getting lately.
Yeah, it's been booming. It's been booming.
It's actually been fun. So please keep those up, likes, all that stuff. Our subscribership is going up.
Big facts.
So let's keep the trend. Friends tell a friend. All right. Now today we're gonna have something fun. I thought was kind of it's a little sentimental to me in a subtle way. It's an underlying way for me, and I'll tell you about that later.
Okay.
First things first, we're gonna bring up the Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva. She has a scandal that's going on right now amidst the Olympic Games, Winter Games.
The winter ones?
So she is a 15-year-old figure skater whom recently has failed a drug test. All right. I repeat, a 15-year-old girl just failed the drug test. Now, let's take a step back. We could make the headlines read really raunchy and stank or something like that, right? We could make it sound as ridiculous as possible, but we want to be as close to the truth as possible, you know? So what we did was I went ahead and did a little research. I mean, not too much, but we went to CNN Sports and we wanted to see if we could just get a little insight on what's going on, right? So, Maestro, Exhibit A.
Exhibit?
I'm just joking. So,
Exhibit A.
CNN Sports said, you know what? Let's go ahead and give a timeline of the Russian figure skater Kamila Valieva's failed drug test, right? They were talking about some other stuff. 15-year-old Valieva, breakout star of the games, who helped the ROC take home gold. I'm thinking that's Russia. But anyway, gold in the figure skating team event, was allowed to compete despite testing positive for the banned heart drug trimetazidine. That was awesome, Henry. Which is commonly used to treat people with angina. And I believe angina is people that need assistance with like their heart valves or their they have to get more blood.
Cardiac thing?
Yeah, cardiac type
okay
thing. So, or we could just look it up real quick just to be sure, but nonetheless, we'll come back to angina. Now, this is to treat her angina. So this seems to be something that she has dealing with a doctor for, I'm hoping.
Okay.
All right, so let's keep it going. Now, the failed test only came to light during the Winter Olympics, and it remains unclear if the drug test controversy will see the medal revoked. So now they start going into the timeline of events, as far as from December, where drug sample is taken from Valieva at the 2022 Russian Figure Skating Championships in St. Petersburg, Russia. That was in December. January 15th, Valieva wins the 2022 European Championships in Tallinn, Estonia. February 1st, Valieva arrives in Beijing for the Winter Olympics. February 7th, Valieva helps ROC win gold in the figure skating team event at Beijing 2022, landing the first ever quadruple jump by a woman in Olympic competition.
Let's go.
So now she got up there. She floating, a little fairy. She has some little dust on her. You know what I'm saying? She was skirting. She was skating. You know what I'm saying? Skirt. So
that's a great idea. I'm sorry.
Roll up on yo like skirt. I love it. All right, I'm back. February 7th, according to the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, a WADA accredited laboratory in Stockholm, Sweden, confirms an adverse analytical finding in Valieva's sample. Why Sweden, you say? The Russian Anti-Doping Agency's laboratory is currently suspended by WADA, hence testing is outsourced and carried out by WADA accredited laboratories. Depends on where you're from.
Good.
In this instance, testing was designated to the Stockholm laboratory. February 8th, more stuff. February 8th, Valieva is notified. The medical ceremony for the figure skating team event is postponed. Later reports emerge of a failed drug test by a member of the ROC team. Valieva challenges on February 9th, blah, blah, blah. So basically, looks like she's still gonna be able to skate a little bit. And I hope the best for her. I hope she's still healthy. I hope it's really something that she's needing. I hope she has a prescription for it and she'll be able to just get her doctor's note and everything will be fine. She can get back to setting world records and setting the ice ablaze.
So to be clear, the drug is a cardiac thing. It's not like a performance enhancing thing, is it?
No. Well, see, here's the next piece, right? Can it be used as such as far as what the effects of the actual drug?
Mm-hmm.
You would think so, maybe, but I wouldn't think. Let's just look it up. So looking up angina, right?
Okay.
All right, so
that sounds like somebody's name that's bothering me.
That's hilarious.
Yeah,
oh my
I feel
goodness.
like that's somebody's name and it's bothering the mess out of me.
That's so funny.
And I'm trying not to think about it.
All right, angina, a condition marked by severe pain in the chest, often also spreading to the shoulders, arm, and neck, caused by an inadequate blood supply to the heart. So it is cardiac related. Any number of disorders in which there is an intense localized pain can also be called an angina.
Okay.
Let me see. We got some more Greek Latin transitions. Nah, I'm good. Translations. I'm straight on that. So then we go to angina treatment. There you go. Matter of fact, we don't even want to look at it that way. Let's look it up as the I don't want to mess it up. Don't mess it up, Henry. Trimetazidine.
Mm-hmm. That's the actual drug she was using, right?
So I'm gonna look that up.
Okay.
Rather than the other way, that was going that way. It was gonna take forever.
You good?
Let's see here. Uses. All right. Trimetazidine is an anti-ischemic. We gotta get. Thank you. Ischemic.
Anti-ischemic.
Thank you. Anti-ischemic agent. Widely used in treatment of coronary artery disease.
Yeah, see, those don't sound like performance enhancing drugs.
When should I take it? What are the side effects?
Oh.
Nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, dizziness, headache, feeling weak. No, man. What are the
side effects, perhaps?
Used, or like, what is it? What can it be used for?
Oh, okay.
So it doesn't increase coronary flow though, or blood pressure, or heart rate. So then what does it do?
I think it's just safe to assume that it's to relieve up.
Well, I want to know what the taboo is behind it, pretty much. You know
So
what I'm saying?
I think that's what I just realized, because I remember Sha'Carri, is it Sha'Carri or Sha'Carri? I recently watched a video where she was telling people how to say her name, but remember they banned her from the Olympics for blowing back, and we know that's not necessarily a performance stimulant, right? So they said she couldn't compete at all, and I think this is because the Olympics has a solid no drug use thing, period, right? And they just don't want to play no games. It's the same thing with the two black girls who came from the islands, who they said they had too much testosterone.
Yeah.
So I think that it could just potentially be that because she was taking a drug or taking a prescriptive drug, they don't take her medals and stuff from her, which I think is crazy and it's extreme,
right?
But I'm not necessarily on the board, so I don't necessarily know the logic behind it. Like, what are they trying to circumvent?
How about this? Another report. What is trimetazidine?
Okay.
Would it have helped Kamila Valieva of Russia? When news broke, blah blah blah. Did the banned drug trimetazidine, known as TMZ,
a banned drug? Okay.
It's banned.
Okay.
Known as TMZ, make a difference? Could it have helped Valieva? The heart expert Dr. Benjamin J. Levine, a professor of exercise science at the University of Texas Southwestern Medical School, said no.
Okay.
The chance of trimetazidine would improve her performance, in my opinion, is 0.
Okay.
So I mean, he's actually a specialist in exercise science. So I mean, I think he knows what the effects would be. So I'm thinking, because it just helps with blood flow to the heart to make sure you don't pass out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it could like maybe, you know, the movie Limitless, when they take that pill and they get that rush. Maybe give her that, and she just like hard focus on the task, whatever the case. But it's hard to me. It don't sound like a big deal, but you know,
it's just the fact that on paper it says banned. It's like, you know, you're not supposed to use this. It's not horse tranquilizers or, you know, those big steroids. So I just don't know, man. Like, it just, I want science to be able to be used more specifically when it comes to sports, rather than so politically when it comes to sports.
Fair enough. That's good.
So that we can make sure that we get the exacts, like we can get precise findings and precise remedies, so that we could be able to say, all right, we can technically allow this much, right? Because technically this doesn't affect the body in this manner that will affect the outcome or productivity, or should I say the purity of the sport, of what we're trying to get from this, right?
That's good.
And I get that. But at the same token, like, the fact that we're refusing to allow science to be as precise as it can be, it's playing back into big pharma, man. It's like, we just want to make sure this well-oiled machine continues as is. And I'm like, well, hey, man, who am I? I'm JusHenry, so.
Yeah, that's tough. I'm sitting there contemplating. She's 15, so to be taking that amount of like those prescriptions.
What happened?
That's
when you were
that's
young,
the question. Did
you have a hole in your heart murmur or something?
That is the question.
What's going on?
And so this could potentially be one of the highlights of her life, and they take that from her because potentially prescription drug that's controversial or banned.
You may have inhaled some crazy stuff when you were a kid, and now your heart, you just needed that just to keep you rolling. And I don't know.
True beings.
But I think the truth needs to come out. Especially if the truth is something simple, something easily palatable, you know? So
here's a converse to that, though, because the Olympics has been around well as I would say 100 years, maybe. she's 15, so her team should have knew the game,
bruh.
So I just realized
Russia, okay. Allegedly, Russia wrote the book when it comes to doping and hiding.
What makes you say
that? And people buy. Like, what
I don't know nothing about that. So
come on, man. Human beings ain't all just made just that way, bro. Not everybody's just made this way, bro. Just eating swordfish and kale. No, that's not how they're made. Something else going on.
Come on, like, focus.
Who? Oh, you focus on me?
I need to focus. You can't just go about making claims about countries like that. Like what they do.
All I'm saying, I said allegedly, okay. And there's been a lot of controversy that they've been in the midst of drug doping and stuff like that.
Okay.
Look at them. You got to get. Let's go. I don't even want to. I didn't do my research for that piece, so I'm not gonna say too much. All I know is that's what the grapevine says.
Grapevine, Marvin Gaye.
And y'all don't come to the umpteenth view to take my honest word on things, especially if I tell you.
Yeah, they do. We the truth. They know it.
No, look it up though, for real, because there's definitely been scenarios where they've been in the midst of conversation about, you know, not being as honorable when it comes to for people that are, you know, participating. So I mean, you know, hey, it's whatever. America was there too. Yeah, come on, you know.
I was still tripping on the fact that, like, the dude was Lance Armstrong, the bike rider. He admitted to taking steroids. Like in my brain, I see the cartoon stuff. You know, they run so fast, the wheels start spinning up. Like, just smash him on the bike.
Smoke starts coming off the chain, like starts getting red.
That's just spreading a funny light on the dog situation, man. Because that's tough. The will to compete is real, right? And some people, they take a lot of pride in that. I can be one of them. I ain't putting my body as a shrine, so I ain't putting that in there. But I'm just saying that I've almost had those instances where, you know, you should stop. But you don't want to lose, so you keep going. Yeah, so I've been in that situation too. So I can kind of understand the thrill behind it, but 15, man.
And which is why I'm 15? Trying to figure it out. Like, there's got to be some explanation, because I mean, I don't know if she was born next to Chernobyl. I don't know if I'm being facetious, but at the same token, like, there's things that happen that you can scientifically explain. So therefore, that's where my queries go, is the what if category. It's
a healthy question to ask, 100%, because you're still wanting to know more.
Which is why I think she's still participating. So
yeah. Figure skating, that's a magnificent sport too. They be doing some things.
So
yeah, I think
I'm one of those.
To sit there and dope up the scandal behind it, and then she win gold medal, because as you just pointed out, man, these people be going through the woodworks. One mistake and it's over. So if you take, like, it's different to say, okay, well, you felt the first drug test and you can't compete in a situation like Sha'Carri Robertson, but she did all this, and now you're gonna try to take her accolades away from something that's not performance enhancing. Yo, that's tough.
And on top of that, why isn't this system so well oiled that you can get a sample and have results within a week, man? Like that's you do for us.
Yeah, it's a great question.
Like we're just trying to work at McDonald's. Well, not McDonald's. Does McDonald's drug test?
I don't even know, bro. I know a couple of people that with that X on their name that work at McDonald's. So I know for sure they be blowing back. So I don't know, but you know, brothers and sisters, when it comes to making that work, they got connections. So
they get it in.
I like that. I like that article. Like, it definitely got got my brain thinking, because with the Olympics being so relevant as it is now, especially because I be having to watch some of that stuff at work.
Dude, the implication of just I read another report about it where it's another ex-skater that's helping an American skater now, and he was saying that it's deplorable, the family and the management and the people around her. Like, this is a child. Like, who gives permission for something without thinking ahead? You know what I mean? Like, especially in the midst of the fact that this is an earning scenario. This is not just the accolade of saying you're the greatest in the world. No, this is money too. This is business.
Sponsorship.
So my thing is like, why I will say that I think selfish nature and egos prevent a lot of people from taking proper care of their friends and family.
Big facts. That
are in these positions to earn big bankroll like that. Because I think I don't think it's a black plight either. I don't think it's one race. I think it's a human condition. I think that human beings have this thing when it comes to power, influence, and money and stuff like that, where they turn away from the light. I can't take it. I can't stand it. But it's just unnecessary. Like, I don't know. Man, we're gonna wrap this up. We need more love. Let's figure out the fact that if you have an athlete as a child, there's a lot of things that you're gonna need to pay attention to ahead of time, especially if you're trying to be in a league or you're trying to be professional about it. 15 seems this might be her first run around with it, you know what I'm saying, professionally as far as Olympic level. And I think that that's just indicative of how much attention everybody needs to pay to their children.